So, you've decided to do a digital transformation for your business. What's next? Here are the 10 steps that you should follow in order to ensure that your digital transformation is a success. These steps are broken down to 3 stages that define specific areas that you must focus on during the process. Stage 1, modernization. If your business has been around for a long time, maybe 3 years or more, it is likely that you need to modernize some part of the technology stack that runs your business. Whether it's upgrading the custom application that you've built, or maybe moving from an older application to a cloud-based application, these are all modernization type activities that you have to do every once in a while just to keep things afresh and make sure you stay up to date. It's a difficult process in deciding what to do, what to focus on next, what to remove, what to add, things like that. Could be a challenging process. So here are the 10 steps that will help you get through all of these pitfalls. Step 1. Select your modernization leadership team. Before you begin the modernization journey, you need to pick the right leadership team. And you have to get people from all the different levels. Technology leadership is a must. Whoever runs the technology department will know what to do, which applications to need upgrading, and all the different technology trends. You also need to include leadership from the business operations and finance to make sure that you capture everybody. And then one important thing that you need to understand is that before you modernize anything, you need to go to the trenches and figure out who would be the right person from the trenches doing the work using the software that would offer the most input and be the voice of the user. So you have to include that person in the modernization leadership team. But 5 to 7 people probably is the right group. Not everybody's going to be in charge. Some will be in the advisory capacity, but that's where you need to start with. Step 2, assess the existing technology stack. During this process, you would go to your technology leader, your CIO, CTO, whoever is running your technology operations, and ask to put together a catalog of all the applications, the value of the applications they provide to the business, and then rank them in the order of like how old they are, when was last updated, and things like that. This service catalog, as they say, would be your first outcome from this particular stage so that you can make the right decisions of what to modernize next. Step 2, assess the modernization capabilities. During this step, you will go out there to your technology leaders and try to understand whether you have the capability to modernize the application. Sometimes the process will go, oh, we have software developers, so we can modernize anything. That is almost always the wrong path forward, because not every software developer will know how to modernize applications, and maybe they won't even want to do it, so there'll be some back and forth there. So you need to answer all of these questions. Then do you need to look for external people to help you modernize? Do you have in-house capabilities? People actually want to do it, people who know how to do it, people who would be willing to dedicate some of their time? Do you have the resources? Do you have the money? All these questions you need to figure out, understand where you stand before you make your strategy, which is in the next step. Step 4, create the modernization strategy. The modernization strategy will consist of 2 parts. Part 1 will be the actual modernization of the application. What do you need to do, the strategy for that, what are you going to modernize first, who's going to be involved, things like that, what challenges are facing, constraints. Step 2 will be the transition strategy. How are you going to move from the old application to the new application? Who needs to be involved? How are you going to do the training? What kind of challenges are you expecting? And things like that. In order to make sure that the transformation, the modernization is smooth, the transformation strategy has to be put in place from the beginning so that the whole transition happens all at once or during the same process. The outcome of this strategy would be to create a 2-step process: build, modernize the application, and then transition from old to the new. Step 5, execute on your modernization strategy. This step is straightforward. Do the modernization process, get all your developers involved, modernize the application, then do the transition. It's a straightforward step. The outcome of this step is to ensure that your old application is transformed into the new application and it's ready to use. Stage 2, operations transformation. As you're modernizing your application, the old way of doing things will have to be changed to match the new way of doing things. Sometimes you will actually simplify processes, make things more smooth, make things work better. So the stage 2 is about matching the process of the work that people do to the modernized application that you're building together. It could be done in parallel, and it could be done right after that or just before that, but it's an important part to make sure that your digital transformation is a success. Step 6 is the functional assessment. As you're building and modernizing your application, you need to spend some time to understand what the processes that your business currently uses with the applications that you have in place. You need to map them out, use some sort of workflow process map, value stream in order to understand what's happening in the business. So the outcome of this process is a high level business process overview so you can understand where things are, what things are happening. Step 7 is the cultural assessment. When you do the digital transformation or any modernization projects, the reaction of people who actually be using the software or whose work will change is important to assess. How do people think about technology? Do they think it's a good thing? Maybe they're hesitant, maybe they're afraid for the job, or all of that. These questions need to be asked and answered during this process in order to ensure that the modernization and the digital transformation and the operations transformation is successful. Because sometimes you might get people who are afraid for their jobs, so they will stall the process or lead you in the wrong direction and things like that. So in order to have a successful digital transformation, do the cultural assessment. Understand the outcome of this step is to understand how people feel about technology, where they sit on the ladder of, do I like it, do I hate it, are they afraid for the job, are they open, and things like that. 8, create operations digitization strategy. During this process, once you've done the functional assessment, you know all the processes, you map them out, and you've done the cultural assessment, you understand how people feel, how will they accept new technology, what pitfalls you need to look out for. After you've done all of these assessments, time to create the strategy for it. So identify what the challenges are, figure out how to solve them, put together a plan, and then you'll be ready to go. The outcome of this step is to have a plan of action on how you're going to optimize and transform your operations to fit the new modernization applications. Step 9 is about optimizing and digitizing operations. So you've looked at all the functional and cultural assessments, you put together the strategy, now it's time to do it. So you change your processes, you make sure that people are involved who are working on those processes, and you go through step by step and optimize and digitize all of your operations that would match the modernized application you were working on. The outcome of this step is the transformation of your operations to make it more efficient, more effective, provide more value, and cost you a lot less. Stage 3, new business creation. During the digital transformation process, you will come across opportunities to create new value or new products, services for your clients. A new technology can unlock a new business model, and updated software can make your clients work a little bit better, a little bit faster than you can charge more money for. So look for these kind of opportunities during the digital transformation stage and review what you've done and see maybe there's some new ideas that are coming up from the people who do the work that could create new business for you. Step 10, ideate, validate, and implement. During the digital transformation process, you will come upon opportunities that you can expand your business, create more value for your client, or optimize, make things more efficient, things like that. Get the people in the room, come up with some ideas, come up with some validation routines, processes to make sure that those ideas are actually feasible. And then if you find the right idea, go ahead and implement it. This stage, the last stage of new business creation from the modernization efforts and digital transformation efforts, is usually missed by many organizations that take on digital transformation. The opportunity here is that you can go to the next level by taking the new technology and unlocking that new business model, that new value for your clients. So make sure you don't miss that final step. Thank you for watching the 10 steps to digital transformation success. I will see you next time.